Anything that's gonna happen to Sir Trill, we're gonna blame MAPHORISA. Chris Axel made this tweet after Sir Trill made a couple of tweets early in the morning saying, "It's tiring and mentally damaging. So many hits and I've never seen a cent. I'm tired. Never been an artist that talks much or exposes much. This will definitely be a joke to some of y'all, which I understand, but it's mentally damaging and exhausting. What are we working so much for?" Thank you to everybody who genuinely supports Sir Trill. This will probably be my last tweet. I mean, no disrespect to anyone I talk about in this video. This video is strictly for educational or entertainment purposes. Everything I'm about to say is just information that I have found on the internet and compiled it into one video. One of the biggest vocalists that we have been introduced to in this AMAPIANO era is Sir Trill, an artist that also goes by the name of Ghost and has managed to remain a ghost because his actual biography is not well known, being his actual name, date of birth, and so forth. What we know is that he is a very talented rapper and vocalist and has graced us with his presence on hits such as Samsokolo, Banyana, Yinis Dagwa, Abekho Ready, Uyalazi Ipiano, Isingisi, Inkantini, and John Wick. But another thing that we have gotten to know him for is that he claims to be another artist to have been screwed over within the entertainment industry. One of the biggest questions that have been asked time and time again is, when is he set to release? Sir Trill has promised a release in 2021 for his debut album or EP. And for someone that has not disappointed with anything that he is involved in, many people have been anticipating an album or an EP. Sir Trill ended up fulfilling people's requests and dropped his debut album on the 27th of October 2022 titled Ghost. It was released on streaming platforms such as Spotify. It had an intro titled Busisa, which featured another big vocalist named Nkosazana Daughter, and also had songs titled Wena and Wainingalale Makai. His diehard fans reviewed it to be a smash hit, and they were not disappointed. But since Sir Trill has carried a lot of hit singles on his back for 2 years, being 2020 and 2021, one cannot help but wonder why his long-anticipated debut album did not make as much noise as that of the songs that he has previously been featured in. Could it be because of the gatekeeping that is said to be very present in the AMAPIANO genre? One of the biggest conspiracies in the AMAPIANO genre is that there is a gatekeeper. Mac G from the podcast and Chill with Mac G brought this to light on episode 390 and also mentioned that that's why DJ MAPHORISA and Sir Trill no longer get along.
Let me tell you a story about gatekeeping. There's someone who told me, Uri, MAPHORISA is going to be mad that I'm dropping an EP and I didn't ask for his approval. MAPHORISA is going to be mad because I didn't ask approval. Because he's the gatekeeper.
I've heard that he does gatekeep.
Bro, he's a gatekeeper.
I've heard MAPHORISA gatekeeps.
Him and Sir Trill don't get along right now because of that shit.
Sir Trill once alluded to the idea that the reason why he has not yet dropped any of his artistic work was because of certain individuals in the game preventing him from doing so. And a clear light was shined upon this issue by Mac G. Though this episode of the podcast may have put a target on DJ MAPHORISA, other pioneers in the AMAPIANO genre were also alleged to have had a fallout with Sir Trill, namely Kabza the Small, Demtuda, and more. But people tend to fixate the vision on DJ MAPHORISA. He has come forth to deny all allegations made, but it seems to have fallen on deaf ears. That is why when Trill made such depressive tweets, the first person people started blaming was DJ MAPHORISA. A lot of people followed Chris Excel's bandwagon by blaming DJ MAPHORISA, but some did not agree at all. Some people blamed Trill himself because he has purposefully missed out on amazing opportunities only because they did not fit into his time schedule. For example, Trill was once invited to Kaya FM by T-Boss, accepted the invitation, but ended up cancelling because he said T-Boss' time slot was too early for him, a time slot that starts at 9 a.m. and ends at 12 p.m. Some people blamed his crew for not managing him well, and others just blamed the contracts he has signed, if there was a contract to be signed in the beginning. So who or what is to blame for Trill to tweet such encrypted messages? Is it Trill himself? Is it the gatekeepers? Or is it the management crew?